Hey, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to put on our detective hats and learn about this really cool tool that scientists use to make sense of, well, all the incredible life that's all around us. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I want you to imagine you're walking through a forest, maybe a park, or even just looking around your own backyard. You are surrounded by countless plants, insects, and animals, and every single one is unique. It's beautiful, for sure, but it can also feel a little chaotic, right? So that brings us to the big question. How in the world do we solve the mystery of who's who out there? You know, what's the secret to bringing some order to all this amazing variety and actually knowing what we're looking at? Well, you'll be happy to know that biologists have a secret weapon for this exact problem. It's a special kind of key that unlocks the identity of pretty much any living thing, and today we're going to learn exactly how to use it. It's called a dichotomous key. Now that word, dichotomous, sounds fancy, but it just means dividing into two parts. Seriously, that's it. You can think of it like a choose-your-own-adventure game, where every choice you make gets you one step closer to identifying your mystery organism. So let's jump into our first case and see how this actually works. We've got a lineup of suspects here, and it's our job to use this new tool to figure out who's who. And here they are: a spider, a dragonfly, a crab, an eel, a fish, and a fly. A pretty random group. Our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to identify each and every one of these critters. Okay, so the very first step is to just look at the whole group and find one big, obvious difference, a single feature that splits the entire lineup into two smaller, much more manageable teams. So looking at our group, what's a great first question? It's pretty clear, right? Some of them have legs and some of them don't. That is the perfect starting point for our investigation. It's simple, it's clear, and it divides them perfectly. Now for step 2. We take our questions and answers, and we start to map them out. This creates a kind of visual flowchart, which is basically our own investigation map that's going to guide us to each suspect's true identity. And this right here is what our completed investigation map looks like. Now don't even worry about trying to read the small text. Just look at the structure of it. See how that first question at the top branches out? It splits the path in two, which then leads to another question or, eventually, to the final answer. Let's trace a few of these paths together and see how it works. Okay, let's start with the creatures that failed the leg test, the eel and the fish. They're now in their own little group, but we still need to tell them apart.
So, what's our next question to separate these two slithery suspects? Well, if we look closer, one of them has a smooth body and the other is covered in scales. So that's it. That's our next question.
And just like that, we've got it. If the creature has scales, it's the perch. If it has no scales, it's the eel. Boom, 2 mysteries solved. See how effective this is? It's pretty cool. All right, let's hit rewind and go all the way back to our first question. This time, we're going to follow the path for the animals that do have legs. That's our spider, our dragonfly, our crab, and our fly. So to split up this new group of crawly critters, we need another simple yes or no question. A great one would be, does it have wings or not? If we apply that to our group, the spider, dragonfly, crab, and fly, it neatly divides them into 2 pairs. And from there, it's super simple. For the ones with wings, we just ask, 2 wings or 4? That separates the fly from the dragonfly. For the other guys, we can count their legs. 8 for the spider, 10 for the crab. And with that, every single one of our mysteries is solved. Case closed. All right, you've seen how it's done, you've followed the logic, and now it's your turn to be the lead detective on a brand new case. You ready for this? So take a close look at this new lineup. We've got a kingfisher, a praying mantis, a shark, a monkey, and a turtle. Your mission is to start building a dichotomous key to identify every single one of them. Okay, think like a detective. What's the first big difference you see that could split this whole group into 2? Is it where they live? What covers their body, like feathers or fur? You know, there's no single right answer here, but a good detective always starts with the clearest clue. And here's the most important thing to remember. This tool isn't just for some science textbook. It's a really powerful way of thinking. It's a method of observation and logic that you can actually use anywhere, at any time. So today, you've learned a seriously powerful new skill. You now know how to build and use a dichotomous key to bring some order to the beautiful chaos of the living world. And this isn't just about putting labels on things. It's the foundation for understanding how all life is connected, for discovering new species, and for protecting the amazing biodiversity of our planet. You've learned how to see the details and use them to unlock identities.
So how can you use this detective skill right now? It's easy. Go up in your backpack, look at your pens, your pencils, notebooks, erasers, whatever's in there. What's your first question going to be? Maybe used for writing versus not used for writing? Or what about has a cap versus does not have a cap? The investigation begins with you.